Hey, it's Camille and the Studio Birds here with a fun little tutorial this month about how to make a heart book. This is something that I'm going to be doing with the fifth graders this week and thought it would be fun to share it with you. Sometimes this is called a Victorian card from the 1840s, and you can see how that opens up. It's sometimes called a Victorian purse, or sometimes called a love token. So whatever you'd like to call it, a heart book or a Victorian card, this is it. So let's go ahead and start. You're going to need a few materials. First thing, you're going to need a couple of sheets of 4x4 paper. I've used some scrapbook paper. You don't want to use cardstock. You want to use something that's easy to fold. You can use your own paper that you color, or you can use a decorative paper. It's up to you. You're going to need at least 3 of those. You're also going to need a ribbon of your choice, as well as a bead, and I'm just using a pony bead so that they will find it easy to thread onto that ribbon. And then the last things you're going to need is some glue, whether you use PVA or glue stick, and a pair of scissors, as well as I like to use a folder. You can use Teflon or bone folder to actually crease those folds. So when we begin, we want to just fold a very simple fold that we use on the petal fold book. And just to kind of review that, you're going to fold in half both directions one way, and then flip it over and fold it diagonally in just one direction the other way. And the secret to this is whatever you fold that diagonal fold into the center, that's going to be the outside of your shape. So if you were to fold this like this, whatever would be inside would be the outside of your shape. So here's the outside of my shape, and the pattern is on the outside. If I would fold it this direction, whatever's inside would be on the outside of your shape. So here you can see how that is on the outside. Just to let you know about this, because some people might like to put messages inside of the patterns, inside their purse, and so they'd want the white to be on the inside. You can also get double-sided pieces of paper if you'd like for both sides to be that way. So we're going to fold this so that the red is on the outside, so we're going to do the diagonal with the red on the inside, and then we'll flip it over to do the other 2 folds. So we fold in half in each direction. And then we're able to open this up and put it together, and you can see how that just comes together. In some of my tutorials I call this a mouth. But here you go, there's your piece right there. We'll do that one more time. If we want the red to be on the outside, we know that we want it to be inside when we fold it. Flip it over and fold it in half both directions. See, we're getting a little serenade from the birds today. We've had lots of cloudy weather, so they're huddled up some days, but today they look like they're having some fun. So there we have it, our second piece. And now to make it look like a heart, I've created a pattern, and I will give a listing for that below, and you can just check that pattern out. But it's pretty simple. You just lay the pattern over the piece that you've just folded, making sure that the curves of the heart are on the open parts of the piece. And then I just use a pencil or a pen to mark that shape out. Oop. And then you're just going to cut that out for all of your squares. So here we have it, our pieces ready to put together. So all we have to do is use a little glue and put them together. So I'm thinking about the order before I actually begin gluing. So I think I want this to be the beginning of my book, this to be the end of my book, and I'll have these two in the middle. So I'm just going to start out by laying it down and putting a good coating of glue on that first one, and then just picking up what I had in line for my next page, pressing that down, putting another layer of glue, and I'm making sure that all the openings are facing the same direction. That's why I lay them down in this pattern. And then I'm going to add my last one, making sure the opening's in the right direction. And there you have your little book. And we'll add the finishing touch here. We'll add a little ribbon, and I'm going to put the ribbon on the front and the back. And the ribbon will act as a little closure so that the book closes. I think that ribbon is just a bit long. I'll make it a little shorter. And we'll glue it down. And see how once you add the bead, we'll just thread that on the end. Then you can just use the bead to close the book. And there you have it, the Victorian Heart book. Hope you had enjoyed this pattern. If you want to check out more patterns, check out my Etsy shop. Have the listing below. And once again, thanks for watching.